fucking intro. Let's get right into it.
I must not give in to these fantasies of weakness. Doubtless this is some charm laid on me by an evil shaman, evil sorcerer. Only the chase has meaning. It's meaning.
Yeah. Keep running. Look, I'm in the outback for it's spooky. Wildcats still pursue me like owls do to the rats and the clouds do when I'm moody. Proud dads to Suzuki's. You backed out and amuse me. I'm good hair from I tear your whole crown flat. From I'm in the outback with no neighbors. Giant snakes and the gators. You feel fear in your veins ever since the moment you came in. Heat raises the stakes and big meat is the fragrance. I reign here from a day you to doubt that. From I'm in the outback with my chest out. I'm the best out. Who's next? Put you through the test. Do to chew your neck out. When you eat through tube and bed bound. From I eat mountains for breakfast. Keep rounds in these
Yo, shout out to everybody out there who's watching this. Subscribe to his channel. He's doing big things. My man Cammy. It's your man Cass, aka Angry Fan Man. We up out of here.
Hey yo, what's good? It's Cammygbr. We are here. Wow. 11 months worth of planning, preparing at minimum. It's probably a year and a bit, but all of this leading up to now. And one of the biggest UK battles that we will probably ever have, the biggest in the last 10 years as UK versus UK. It's a milestone battle. It's a battle that in a way it kind of ends a chapter then opens a chapter. So PB1 August 1st, Hootenanny, Shotty Horroh versus GEMIN1, Dub T versus the Burk, and other battles. Let's talk about it. So, before getting into the battles themselves and just a general overview of thinking of the event and whatnot, what this is, I would call a risky event. This is risky, right? It makes sense in lots of different ways, as a way it's structured and whatnot. But you put a Shotty Horroh versus GEMIN1 on a card. Battle rap world, we would tend to put all the fucking greatest matchups with it to accompany it, where it definitely feels like there's almost it's a UK god tier battle, and then we have a card underneath it, kind of more like a boxing card, where we have like the co-main event, and then we have like battles that just happen underneath. You know, like this would be the sort of one I'd expect from like at the tail end, the top end of like a Plug 5 or even like a Summer Madness. Like I'd expect this here, that type of matchup itself. But the battles that they have on the card, it's very Premier battles. It's not outsourcing talent this time. It's insular of itself. It's a card developed by the battlers for the battlers. That, you know, it's not go get someone from over here, go get someone from over there. This is very much of the battle of the time. This is like if you're in the tournament, you're in this. You know, like this is like almost like an ending chapter, which is quite scary to think of, to be honest. As like, where does Premier Battles go from here? You know, that's going to be a question on everyone's mind at the event. Where do we go from here? And I hope whether there's an announcement or discussions after the event, or maybe they have a plan. This feels like a closing chapter. But I think we felt that this time last year, and they came out with a whole tournament, a whole rollout. So maybe this is just there's going to be a continuation, and there's still stuff we don't know. But it is interesting to think that, like we finished last year Apex thinking where was Premier Battles going to go from here. They were talking about the end. They were talking about what was going to happen. Like we got little bits of what was possibly happening. We kind of have a similar thought here, but this is after a year's endeavor, you know, and through the Where Winning Matters tournament, and you know, and like as a show per week, and as for having the battles, to me, every week content, keeping battle rap relevant to I think it was successful for those that are in it. I just don't know how many new people joined because of it. But we're at the tail end of it now, and it all matters in August 1st. Another thing to at least say, unfortunately, Quill versus Who's Orion is not happening anymore. Spoke to Quill about it. Not to delve anything about our conversation, because it's public knowledge that Quill stepped away from the battle. It's on X and whatnot. It's public knowledge. I'll not to say anything for Quill. Quill's done a lot for the culture. Whether the love's gone or whatever, it's to do with him and where he's at. Not to delve any deeper into that. And if it's Quill's last one, thank you for everything you've done. He's done lots for battle rap. If he's back again, amazing. More Quill, better. But if this is the end of it for him, thank you, Quill. Let's go on and talk about the battles. Okay, so let's get into the battles. Let's start off with the on-beat battle, Briggs versus Frost. I remember Frost was quite annoyed that I didn't really give it much of a in-depth thought, but I did get pushed back anyway to now. An on-beat battle at Hootenanny. I don't know how that's going to look, because Hootenanny is a big production. It might just come off like a performance, but is it all going to be right? Is it going to be clear? This is a big step, you know, and I know they're looking into doing more on-beat battles. And that might be where they go in the future. That is one thing I know Briggsy talked about, on-beat battles happening and whatnot. Maybe that's where they go. Maybe that's where they end up and how they, like, possibly. I have no idea. But it's hard to call. I think Briggs has a lot more history in rapping, a lot more in comparison to Frost, like a lot more like performances and tours, you know, albums for Shotty, Horroh, and that's kind of, unfortunately for the two of them, that has Briggsy done an on-beat battle before? Briggsy might have, and I know Frost has done the ciphers, the classic push out the way, it's my turn, classic moment. But if he did that to Briggsy, that'd be crazy. But I will go for Briggsy on this one. Just only off of having more performances and, you know, just the caliber of a rapper and whatnot. But, you know, rooting for both of them. And this would be a good card opener, or at least kind of like when maybe in the middle of the card, like let's say we have like a big battle or whatever, and then we have a little, not a lull, but it's like this would spike the energy back up. So I think it's a good call to have this on here now and move it. But, you know, it's something for fun, and I don't think anyone's going to be judged on it. Sam Hypes versus Photo Boy. Now, shout out Photo Boy. He was one of the guys who was on the Bloodbath, the secret event that I did the recap of. Really fucking sick, really sick. And I'd be interested to see Sam Hype's approach. I would really interested to see that. I think Smart Money would say Sam Hypes, because Sam Hypes has done really well in this tournament where he's been at and the people that he's faced recently. Photo Boy's got an energy about him. Like Photo Boy's really exciting. And I look forward to seeing where his time in battle rap takes him. I may unfortunately have to pull the veteran card of Sam Hypes has done this before and just say Sam Hypes. However, it's like I think Photo Boy will have the crowd, but Sam Hypes might not need the crowd. He might not need the crowd. He might. It'll be one of those where, it's so hard to say because they're really going to be on Photo Boy's side. That's honestly yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns. Salute to you, Photo Boy. I think 2-1 Sam Hypes. But the stage for you, Photo Boy, is probably more important than the battle itself. Have a good performance on the battle. You know, rock the stage. Big things coming afterwards. I think it's more important to perform well than to win in this battle. And I think Sam Hypes, the run that he's on, I think he's one not to be slept on at all. And I've quote unquote, I've slept on him before. He's showing himself now how good he is. Pause. But 2-1 Sam Hypes. Kind of get into like 2-2 world here. We'll start off with Kingsley Caveman versus Tech Black T. This this battle, I think, not that it's more simple to judge, but I could see, like, there's some teams I could say here, I could see is, it's almost like when they did Double Impact, and it was very much like Big T versus Saga. No, Big T and Saga versus, I think maybe Charlie Clips and John the Don, right? It's very much like Saga was clearly doing the setups, and Big T landed the haymaker. That was all it was. Setup, slam dunk. Layup, slam dunk. Layup, slam dunk. That's what the team pattern was. Like, and I could see that being kind of like this team, but basically with the Southern teams, with Black T and Tech. I can kind of see Tech doing the setups and Black T then landing the haymaker at the end. And I could see Frankie Fraser doing the setups and then Sean Cray landing the haymaker in the end. The North side have just got me confused on what the dynamic is like. Caveman and Kingsley, both good rappers. And you know, I think they've battled each other on No Lose Chat. Before, and Black T and Tech, I think they've battled. Yeah, they've battled. I'm sure they've battled. And you know, so I just don't know what their dynamic is going to be like. Who's landing the punch? You know, who's like, and it might swap in between it. I feel like as if there's any team, I've got a feeling if any team is going to do some sort of gimmick and whatnot, it's definitely the Kingsley Caveman team. It's definitely. I've got a feeling there'll be some sort of like, I don't know, maybe like some sort of like CEX jacket or something like that to harken back to what Kingsley had said against the gas buff, and then it'd be like, oh, we need tech support, and it becomes a big thing about tech and whatever, and like I could see that, like, and maybe like Kingsley wears the jacket and Black T and Caveman's a customer, and he's like, I need tech support, and starts going on a tangent about that. This team is definitely the team of tangents. And I don't know if that's going to work with Black T and Tech. I think Black T and they're just going to be, in my opinion. I mean, this is off of. I've never seen any of these guys doing 202s together. It feels like Kingsley and Caveman will do the whole. They'll rap at each other, and then they'll forget about the opponents. Kind of go off on a tangent a little bit, which would be funny. And it'll be executed well, but I feel like Black T and Tech are just going to be right at them and addressing them. So for that, I'm going to go Black T and Tech, just because I feel like they'll be more direct as a 2-on-2 in comparison. But again, this is founded off of nothing because I've never seen these guys there. This is purely vibes based. I will say Caveman was super quick on the response to Black T's diss track, like the next morning. So like Caveman, in a kayfabe world, Caveman's ready. That team's ready, like, because he was within 24 hours. Actually, the morning after, like between 12 and 15 hours. So, but I still think Black T and Tech will win. Sean Cray and Frankie Fraser versus Gas Buff and Crow. What the fuck is Gas Buff and Crow going to do? I just, they're both, you know what, put these in either side, Sean Cray, Crow, Gas Buff, Frankie Fraser, I could see who does the setup, who does the slam dunk, who does the layup, who does the slam dunk. Like, that's, people have roles, and especially Sean Cray and Frankie Fraser. You know, Frankie's going to be the apostrophes, the ologies, there's a like the meteorology, all like honest speaking, emolgaties, and then it's going to be Sean Craig going to be like, apologies, and at the very end, it's going to be, it's so simple, relatable, and it works. It's going to be, and considering they also had 2024. Battle of the Year, like I can see them putting some great fucking work. Gas Buff and Crow, I think, is the team that I'll go in here with the most questions of who's going to hit with who. Now, I know Gas Buff has said to me, like more recently, just on a random cuff, that they have some shit, and I'm very excited for it. I can't get over the ability of Frankie Fraser next to everyone else. and of course the writing and all this stuff, and then having the personality of Sean Cray versus what is, you know, a great personality of both Crow and Gast Buff. I can't go against like the South Side on that one, like that part of the, I don't want to say the veteranism, because Frankie is the veteran of that whole team, but I like the possibilities are there's, it feels like there's so much more that could be done with two styles that are totally different versus two styles that are very similar. And the only thing I could say for Gast and Crow is they might rap and become one person, which, you know, if they want to fusion dance into it, cool, and it might work. But style wise, they are similar enough that there's not going to be the late. They're either going to both be laying up or both going to be slam dunking. Like it's a difficult one. They'll become one person and it'll feel like a single person's round, like a 1 versus 2, because they're similar enough. And for the differences and the shock value of it, I'm gonna go with the South. I'm going both the South. Oh, I ain't shit. Apologies, North. I ain't shit apparently. I'm gonna go the South. Both teams I think are gonna beat the North on both teams, but I look forward to be proven wrong. So we get the undercard. That's the undercard part there, and all of a sudden, boom! It's the two battles here. I have a feeling there's a secret battle. I don't know what it is. I am that little despair. Let's just boop, throw that thought in the air. I think there's a secret battle. I don't know what it is. Think there is. Because they were to announce a replacement when they said that Quill versus Who's Orion wasn't happening. That was what they said when they made that battle, when they cancelled that battle, working on a replacement, and they might have just went because there's just a huge jump into the co-main event. Now the co-main event, the final, bro. This is a rematch from like 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, something like that. It was a rematch from ages ago. Dub T versus the Burk. Wow. So I think we can, all in all, for now, we could say that the Burk is the winner. Not the winner, but like the champion. But dog, if Dub T gets the belt, I think style-wise, I mean, the Burk is just so, I'll use the word multifaceted, that there's nothing that the Burk can't dip his hand into pocket-wise and all this stuff. But even that, I think battle rap is a bitch. And you could be the man who's deserving to win the title, but on the fucking day, the guy who lost, who got on as a vote on a last minute because his opponent fucking went off to Germany for a holiday, the jabroni. Battle rap is a bitch, and I think this is Dub T's opportunity to snatch that shit. I'm going Dub T. This because battle rap always has a bad ending. It's the cycle of life. It's like I think like style wise, the Burk is better. My brain would say the Burk, but my heart, I'm going with my heart on this one. I'm going Dub T, because Dub T can snatch that shit so last minute. Dub T knows he's not supposed to be there, and because of that, he's going to go fucking crazy. The whole tournament itself, I've personally enjoyed being a part of it and watching it every week and telling people that I know to watch it and to follow it. And I've enjoyed the momentous occasion of it, the consistency over 4 months of constant battle rap, and the storyline through when they said they were looking for storylines, it obviously wasn't what I thought it was and what I was predicting all them months ago. But they've made a story through the matchups, and now we're at the final. And this can't be underestimated in how big, how momentous this was, and how rewarding it has been as a battle rap fan to have consistent battle rap since January up until like the end of April. When does that happen? You know what I mean? Like, every weekend, maybe except one, but every weekend, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And everyone that was involved in that deserves a fucking round of applause for that shit, and all the praises in the world, because god fucking damn it. Insane effort going to the first two events. I seen the cameras there, the interview section, all the stuff that they're doing. Every battle needs a fucking thumbnail. To make the thumbnails every week, all these graphics, the music, the transitions, the customization, the massive amount of effort. And now someone's walking away either with like $3,000 or like 1,800, something like that, right? Some sort of money. No money is officially transferred until the day happens, but walking away with that belt will mean more than the money, I think. And it's the belt is still up for grabs. So, man, I'm gonna go Dub T2-1 because Battle Rap is a bitch, and that's the only reason. Because Battle Rap is a bitch. I think the Burke has a style that, until shown otherwise, kinda has Dub T's number a little bit. But Battle Rap is a bitch, and Dub T knows he's not supposed to be there, so he's going to go fucking crazy. Watch the space. Watch the space. So this is it. This is a battle that I thought this whole time we would never get. I genuinely since 2021, 22, chalked this battle. I was like, this ain't happening. And then we started getting a little that they've tried to book this a few times. It's not worked out. There's been so many different things. This battle, the amount of times this battle has been booked and just couldn't happen, couldn't announce it, couldn't do anything, doesn't feel real that it's happening now. GEMIN1 versus Shotty Horroh. You will probably see I have done a little voice trailer thing for Pick Your Battles. You'll see that. The thing with this battle, right? Two people that I went and came into the culture through from different means, through different journeys. You know, and one flew the flag for the UK, and the other asserted dominance by placing his flag on people in the UK. One was out there representing us in the world. The other one was cementing their place as the best in the UK. This it just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel, especially now that we're the week of the event, doesn't feel real. It does not feel real. It's like we've waited so many years for this, but this almost feels like an end to Premier Battles booking this battle. You know, this we're not going to get this battle again. And if there's anything I could say to get your tickets, it's for that. We'll never get this battle again. This is a one-time opportunity to see two of the best in the world on one stage, airing out their differences. You know, and for the title, for the belt. And afterwards, does someone get a title match with Shotty Horroh if he wins? Or do they get a title match with GEMIN1 if he wins? What happens next? Where do we go from here? Like, if they win the Where Winning Matters tournament, what do we get? Dub T and Shotty Horroh, Dub T GEMIN1, the Burke Shotty Horroh, the Burke GEMIN1. Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Or do we just say, okay, the next title match, you know, is open grabs? Do they still want it? Like, where do we go from here? I have no idea where we're going to go from here. So, the battle itself. I remember one time, I feel like one of the apexes, I was so out of the head that this battle was ever booked. I think I drunkenly told him that GEMIN1 versus Maverick was more exciting than Shotty Horroh versus Gemini, because that was more likely to happen. And I don't know if I said the second part too, Gem. I think I just said the first part. I went, I think it'd be more exciting, because I thought that would happen. Not this one. How do we decide who wins this battle? The champion versus the boss. This does feel like Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon, doesn't it? A little bit. Just gotta be honest, just a little bit of the, like how do you win against the boss? Oh, by representing as the champion. That's how you win. But can you win? Let's talk about their styles. Shotty Horroh he's crafted his style now into more of a punchline heavy style, more breaking down the words, proving lyricism, having this kind of like storytelling in a way where the starting point was over here, we end up on the tangent and landing at a point where this is all connected, and he's in very much of the more Americanized style, a style that he's learned from other people and developed on and proved that he's one of the best that could ever do that style, versus Gemini, who has been just ruthless in attack, completely ruthless in attack, never unabashedly, like unabashed. I want to say it's unabashedly. It's basically unapologetic about it all. He will go there with it if he has to. No reason otherwise. He will go there. Now, can he go there with Shotty Horroh? I'd expect him to. I would expect him to go there with Shotty Horroh. If he doesn't go there with him, then the chances of Gemini winning drop, because I think people are expecting either Gemini goes in there, it turns into a messy battle, talks business or whatever angle, whatever that Gemini does, and then Shotty has to then swag it out style-wise, or they're expecting that Shotty has the crowd and starts trampling over Gemini with momentum and presence and whatnot, as a return battle for the UK. But I remember we had seen the Shuffle T battle. Shotty Horroh can have debatable battles and battles that are debatably losses. I remember in the building at the time going, I think the tweet verbatim was, "Gods can bleed." And then Shotty Horroh won in a judge's decision, which, you know what? I was far away and I could struggle to hear Shotty Horroh on the playback. It's debatable. It's very debatable. In the building, it felt like a 3-0 Shuffle T. But Shotty Horroh is not unbeatable. He can lose. And it's figuring out how. How the Shotty Horroh lose, that's going to be the most difficult thing. This, like, Shuffle T found his way of doing it. What is Gemini's attack? And that's as credit to both Gemini and Shuffle T. Neither can do what the other can do. I don't think Gemini can do what Shuffle T does, and what Shuffle T done to Shotty Horroh was really disarm him of the aggression, and and when Shotty Horroh kind of tried to do what Shuffle T does, although done it well and great points to it wasn't what, like, Shuffle T showed he can do that and more, where Shotty Horroh showed that he could do more, and also a bit, I can lean into this if I have to, where Gem's just got to go fucking in. Shotty Horroh, do you bring it back to an older Shotty Horroh? Do you bring it back to, like, the Shotty Horroh that versus Yunnan, the Shotty Horroh, like, do you bring it back to nostalgia? Like, what do you do? If, like, the chess match is already happening now. If anything, Shotty Horroh versus Gemini the battle has been going on for years, and it's finishing here. It's already started. There has been battles, there has been wars. It ends on August 1st. There's no more talking after this. The decision will be made. But that being said, I've got Shotty Horroh 2-1. I got Shotty Horroh 2-1. I would never, ever go against the champion. Never. It would be disrespectful to go against the champion in this situation, especially the double champ. There's only one person that I would then say could possibly beat the champ, and that is Shotty Horroh. As a talent of the scene, like both these guys, talents of the scene, I just see Shotty Horroh being an overwhelming presence. I could see this battle being intense. I could see talking in the rounds. I could see a lot going on. This might not be the gentlemanly battle that we're used to, but that's what happens when you have the elites battling against each other. Whatever trick they have to pull out their book, that's what happens when the elites battle each other. There's too much on the line to allow a gentlemanly slap. And truth be told, we had the diss tracks last year. I think we can agree that Shotty Horroh damn near washed it. Damn near. Gemini had a good diss, but Shotty had like 3 damn near bangers. Damn near bangers. Damn near, like, Shotty Horroh, I think, has been prepared for this for a long time, and I think Gem has too. I worry that Gem has he did the interview with Trubs and gave Trubs a little bit of shit, and like, salute Trubs. I can't. In a way, I know Trubs works for Premier Battles, and I know Trubs is his own person. I respect the narrative push from Gem to be like, no, you're one of them. No, you're not with me. You're one of them, and pushing back and. But other than that, Gem has been media silent and nothing, like, nothing at all. But, it might be just because he's not on Twitter. But, like, the fact that there's not anything glaring that Gemini has done other than the last year, a battle disaster, and has kept it quiet. Like, is Shotty Horroh take the classic, you're not a real champion? That's an angle that Raptor took versus Soul in the first round. And then Soul went. And all of us, and that, the whole narrative fell apart. So, can Shotty Horroh do that angle, do it justice that it's not rebuttable enough for Gemini? Like, in Gemini, he has to pull out all the stops. London has to be in the building. I'm not going to be on stage for this battle. I need to be with the people. I need the, even for the media side of things, I need the camera shot from the crowd looking up. I need that. I don't need to be in there unless they want me to be a judge. Probably not. Bro, this is too big a battle to let me go, I think this happened because I like this. All right, said they do not need that. They need veterans of the game. As much as I'm a veteran fan, they need veteran battle rappers. They need those that can kind of distinguish, not going to be too many drinks in, distinguish between the crowd, and they need the people that are sober, because the decision from this battle changes everything. Like, this is the truest. This is the final North versus South debate. This card is down near North versus South. Like, Gas Buff, you could technically say North. He moved North. Caveman Kingsley North. Black T Tech, Frankie, Sean Cray South. Like, there was a lot. The Bizzo versus Quill would have been so good on this. This would have just completed it. It would have just completed it. Ah! So mad we never got that. But it is what it is. That is a main event for another event, and that's more money coming in, so I understand that. But this is a glorified North versus South. Sam Hype's Photo Boy. Briggsy versus Frost. The whole card is North versus South. Holy shit, the whole card is North versus South. I just realized that now. I have just realized now that whole card is North versus South. Mental. Wow. Well, like I said, I think Shotty Horroh 2-1. I think the way that Shotty Horroh's approach will be, I think Shotty Horroh will. I think he'll have the crowd involved. You'll have so much going on going into the battle, and whether it's all. This is all on Gem. If Gem's planning, Gem's the tactician. This is where he needs to fucking land it now. Because this will be the hardest task that he has had yet. And if he comes out a fucking winner on this one, if whoever wins this battle, other than Soul, and I think maybe above Soul and Tony D, will be considered the greatest UK battle rapper of all time. You can have Soul as your favorite, absolutely. I think Soul's top 3. I think Tony D is probably top 4. I think I did a whole stream for UK with Tom or Battle Rap Resume, top 50 UK battle rappers of all time. This battle decides the GOAT of the UK. So the boys aren't going to fucking play. That being said, I can't wait to catch you guys in the week, on the weekend. I'm going to be tired because it's going to be a long journey to get there, but I will be there on time. If you see me, say what's up. Have fun. Let's have fun and let's make this the best event ever and justify getting possibly the greatest UK battle of all time. So with that being said, I will catch you this Saturday and I will try and have a recap by Tuesday or Wednesday. Latest. Appreciate you.